Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm probably gonna change the title if I haven't already. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna change the title of this eventually. I decided to do a live stream. I actually been planning to do this, but stuff came up. Plus, I was celebrating my 34th birthday. Um, But if anyone does come in, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And share this live stream. So we got some topics we're going to talk about. Since I know it's been a while since I did a video or live stream, and I actually just uploaded one just recently. So yeah, I just uploaded one just recently. Um, but yeah, make sure you share this video. All right, I'm just gonna see if more people come in before we get started. There's some last minute stuff I need to set up, and if anyone does come in, let's see how y'all doing. All right. All right. Let's get on with some of these topics. And like I said before, so we have a lot of interesting topics wanted to bring up. So let's start with the decision on the fate of the police street of Uvalde, Texas. So let's start. Hold on a second. Let's share my screen. Let's start with. All right, let me make sure that my screen is being shared. So far, yes. All right. So all right. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. So this is the former, I say former police chief of Uvalde, Texas. So his name is Pete Arredondo, or should I say was Pete? Yeah. Okay, he's still alive. But he was the police chief of Uvalde, Texas. But he has been fired. He was involved. The reason why he was fired was because of what happened with the mass shooting at Robb Elementary School. We don't really need to read this article, but I'll let you read at your own time. So, this guy was police chief when that killer, Salvador Ramos, intruded in that Robb Elementary School and killed 19 children and also killed 2 teachers. So, yes, that's what happened. 19 students, 2 teachers were killed. That's what happened. And people got mad because they weren't just mad at the killer. They were rightfully so mad at the killer because they killed their kids. And the teachers were probably married to some of those people. But it was because of how the police responded. The police did not do a good job with the response. They stood in the hallway, even though they had guns ready to kill the shooter in order to protect the children. They waited last minute and 19 children died. And the people got angry, rightfully so. I bet you if Salvador Ramos was black, they would have brought tanks in and blew him up. Like what they did with Michael Johnson, when they brought in a bomb to kill him because he killed 5 cops. Because he was sick and tired of the police brutality against black people. But you couldn't even go, but the police couldn't go in to save 19 children from a Hispanic mass shooter who was killing his own people because majority of the victims were Hispanic. This happened in Uvalde, Texas. And I believe he's an Hispanic man himself, and now he has been fired from his job because the family stepped up and was going to fight for justice and honor for their loved ones that died. And of course, Salvador Ramoso, that's what I meant to say, Ramoso. Salvador Ramoso, that's the actual killer's name. Salvador Ramoso. He's dead too. I believe either he killed himself or the police shot him. So he's dead too. So in a way, the kids did get justice when it came to the shooter, how the shooter was dealt with. But they could have had their lives saved if the police, less people would have died or got injured if the police actually did their job. Like I said before, if that was Tyrone or Shaniqua, I bet you they would have go in their military guns blazing. But that's to show you the racism and double standards when it comes to shootings. They're always waiting to do something when it's an unarmed black person. They're already prepared to do something, but apparently they can't be prepared to kill a mass shooter who's non-black and is killing innocent children. They can't do anything for some reason. And that's why this Pete Arredondo got fired. And I don't feel sorry for him or the police because he deserved to get fired for not doing his job or for not making sure his police officers did their job. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Hey, Mister, what's up? How was your day? How's your day and evening so far? Just want to know. As we're about to get on to the next topic, and that is the Democrats and Stacey Abrams. They now want to blame black men for if Stacey Abrams loses. First of all, let me share the screen real quick. First, yeah, let me share. Oh, okay. All right, so we're gonna hold on. All right, making sure the screen's being shared. All right. Next, I want to bring up this pile of garbage right here. Some fear Democrats will blame black men if Stacey Abrams lose governor race again. And this is Stacey Abrams. Now if Stacey Abrams wins, I bet you we won't get credit. But Stacey Abrams will make history as the first black woman to become a governor regardless of state. None of the 50 states has ever elected a black female governor. Only one or two has ever elected a black male, or attempted. I believe Virginia was one, and I forgot what was the other state. If anyone happened to watch this video, can tell me what was the other state. But none of them ever had a black female governor. Stacey Abrams is trying so hard to be the first. But Stacey Abrams is another one of these Democrat shills who has done nothing for our community. Now, she's getting a lot of the female vote and a lot of the liberal vote, but she is not getting the black vote because black people, and she's not even getting a lot of the black women or the black people in general. It's because now we're fighting for reparations. We're fighting for tangibles, and the Democrats are not promising us anything. That's why Biden's poll numbers are bad. His poll numbers, that's why he's doing all these things like student loan debt and bringing in immigrants, is because he needs victories or voters to help the Democrats win in this year's midterms for governor of different states, for House seats, and for Senate seats that are on the line. Because his poll numbers could trickle down and affect other Democrats. He may not be on the ballot, but he will be on the ballot in 2 years, 2024, I believe. But now, when it comes to Stacey Abrams, she's saying that she wants the black male vote. But what is she willing to do for the black male vote or the black people's vote? Because now, like I said, because nothing has been done, some of these politicians have done nothing for the black community. Black people is like, either you got to give us tangibles, or we're sitting at home, or we're voting for your opponent, or we're just not going to do anything. And you better hope that the opponent don't have enough votes to win, because black people as a whole are getting sick and tired of broken promises. from all political parties. Now they want to blame us if Stacey Abrams loses. But what about all those immigrant groups that you were catering to? Why are you not going to blame them? You was catering to them. You were willing to give them tangibles. So maybe they should be your voting base. Oh, but now you're desperate. And like I said before, the reason why this is happening is because the Democrats are not in a good spot. They're at risk of losing, especially if they don't have enough of the black vote. They think that bringing too many immigrants is going to replace us. But so far, they're not even some of the immigrant groups, like the Hispanics, they're going towards the Republicans. You got the Asian people, that the Asian community, they got a law by the Democrats, by Joe Biden, and now few of them are still going to either sit this one out or vote Republican. And now I don't see the Democrats saying they're going to blame them, even though the Democrats actually did stuff for them, but they're still going to vote Republican. So why are you not going to blame them? But you want to blame black people, but you're not doing anything for black people, or in this case, black men. We're going to read this article. Democrat politicians have been known to pay extra attention to lure in black female voters, but second-time candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams is going all the way out to attract black male voters in her state. With black women solidly behind her, she is lagging in support from black men. I wonder why. Maybe it has something to do with us not getting tangibles. Now, some fear that if she loses again to Republican Governor Brian Kemp, the blame might be placed on black male voters. Georgia is 51% white, 33% black, and 10% Hispanic, according to census data. If black men vote for me, I will win Georgia. Yes, she said that recently. Abrams said during a recent campaign event titled Stacy and the Fellas at Forks and Flavors, a black-owned eatery in Cobb County. I'm glad that, first of all, good news about this is I'm glad that they went to a black-owned restaurant. I'm glad that they're putting that when they decided to do this event, that they decided to do it in a black-owned establishment, because that's going to put money in black-owned businesses. So I'm at least happy about that. That's exactly what black politicians, black celebrities need to be doing more of. And maybe you can get the vote of and confidence of the rest of the black community by supporting and also bringing light to black-owned businesses, because in order for our community to thrive and survive in this country and compete with these other groups, we got to start supporting our own businesses. So I'm glad that she at least had some sense into doing that. I'm just hoping if she does become governor, that she makes black people, including black economics and black business, a priority. If she started doing this a lot more, then maybe she will be getting the vote. But also at the same time, Stacey and the Fellas, that title alone looks kind of pandering-ish. So I have to question that. Because you don't see weird, interesting, weird titles when she's talking to other groups. She just be's normal and stuff like that. Why can't she talk about tangibles and stuff like that towards black people? All right. But anyway, let's continue on with the article. All right. Abrams, who is 5 points behind Kemp, has major grounds to make up with black male voters. Ambram, who has said she is for reparations for Black Americans and Native Americans, have 90% of the black female vote, but just 80% of the black male vote, with another 10% found in most recent Atlanta, Georgia constitutional polls from late last month. And they're going by people who are going to vote for Stacey Abrams. It's not. It may not even be the majority of the community in Georgia. It's just whoever is going to, the percentage of people that's going to vote for her. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. Something's going on with my mouse for some reason. I'm using a Bluetooth mouse. All right, here. Black women have. Oh, sorry. Black women have historically gone to the polls in the higher numbers, and they bring with them their family members and their communities. Felicia Davis, president and CEO of the Chicago Foundation for Women's, told WTTW. And dang it. Wow, they have Professor Black Truth on here. Well, we'll probably talk about this later in the article. The only reason why it jumped too fast is something's going on with my screen connection and my mouse for some reason. I don't know if it's YouTube or the internet that's doing this, but I don't like it. All right. In 2018, Abrams lost to Kemp by less than 1.5 percentage points, despite gaining 97% of the black female vote and 88% of the black male vote. Now, here's another thing. That means, wait, hold on. She right now currently has 90% of the female vote and 80% of the black male vote. But 4 years ago, you had 97% and 88%. That means by 7 to 8 points, you're actually losing voters. And that's because, Amber, what have you really been doing to try to help our community? That's the question, other than shilling for the Democrats. See, this is not good for Stacey Abrams, because comparing to 2018, she's actually shrunk even further. And even they said that black women had the highest numbers for the Democrat Party, but even black women are starting to see that they may not be able to trust the Democrats, or they should not trust. And so you actually went down in poll numbers from 4 years ago. That's not a good sign. This means you could be the risk at losing again even more, not just because of lack of black male voters. This time around, Abrams will have to contend with the trend of black male voters leading to the Republican Party. Well, a lot of black people are leaning towards Republican. Not all. Now, Republicans are not gaining a lot of black votes, and the Republicans have learned to win elections without the black vote. That's why they definitely openly are racist, and are definitely never have said in the open that they're not going to do anything for the black community. But they're not. And they're not worried about not getting the black vote. They have enough white and Hispanic voters to win elections without the black vote. But the reason why some black people are voting for the Republicans is not because they care about the Republicans, even though some do shill for the Republicans. But most of the black people, especially black men, voting for Republicans is because, number one, it's a protest vote. Until the Democrats actually start doing stuff for black people, because and for the Democrats realizing that they cannot win without the without that Democrats cannot win without the black vote, and that Democrats need to start doing stuff, they're going to continue to lose the black vote. Another reason is there are policies that black people do agree with Republicans. Even though black people hate Trump and hate some of the crazies, which is one of the reasons why they're still not getting a lot of black votes. But there are some policies. Black people are more conservative than liberal. Like, black people want crime out of the streets. Black people want businesses to have less taxes, especially if the businesses happen to be black-owned business. Because if Biden does, yeah, we want Biden to raise taxes on the super rich corporations, not the small businesses. Yeah, because a lot of the small businesses are black owned. Most black owned businesses are small businesses, meaning if you do start raising taxes on businesses, yes, it's good to lower the taxes on customers and employees. But if you're going to raise taxes on businesses, small businesses will be affected, and black people will suffer the worst of it if they're black business owners. Second Amendment. Even though Republicans don't care about black people having Second Amendment rights, red states, meaning Republican leaning states, protect Second Amendment rights more than blue states. And black people, more and more black people each day are arming up because of the racism has gone increasingly high in the country, even worse than 1950, even worse than the 1960s. More black people are arming up, but black people also know that a lot of the blue leaning gun control states is going to restrict them even more, and that's going to make black people defenseless. So that's why also the thing about the migration, why black people are moving back to red states and back to the South, because the Democrat policies has allowed immigration, also allowed unchecked immigration to help with the gentrification of major cities, kicking black people out, forcing black people to compete and not be able to win because some of these businesses pick immigrants over foundational black Americans. And black people are blaming the Democrats for it because of the unchecked immigrants coming in through what is called sanctuary cities and stuff. Republicans are not doing that. Republicans, and if Republicans are trying to help immigrants come in, they're only allowing the white immigrants from Europe, non-Hispanic whites from Europe. They don't want the south of the border or the Caribbean or Central American immigrants coming in. They want mass deportation. They want unchecked immigration to leave the country because it's also affecting the white community. Because I remember when the immigrants got reported and deported from ICE, black people took the jobs that they had. That's why some black people are leading towards Republicans, not because they support Trump. The reason why even some black Republicans don't support Trump is because they know Trump's racist history. But anyway, now back to this article. So yeah, they talked about that there are some black male voters, because when it comes to black people, most of the black people that are going to the Republican Party is black males. Your only few exception black female Republicans is your Candace Owens of the world and stuff like that. And I forgot who a couple others, Diamond Silk. I forgot a few others. But yeah, most of your black Republicans are black males. In Los Angeles, for example, they're talking about also what's going on in California with Karen Bass. She is barely winning her campaign against a Republican by the name of Rick Caruso. Oh, actually, wait. I'm sorry. Rick Caruso is actually a former Republican. He's actually Democrat now because he knows that California is just too Democratic and too liberal. But the reason why black men are leaning towards him over Kira Bass is because Rick Caruso's policies will be more business prone to help small businesses, and we want black owned businesses and the tangibles. And Kira Bass is about supporting immigration, unchecked immigration, which is going to hurt black people even more. Black people are completely low in the state of California when it comes to population, economics in the state of California. But this article is trying to make this that black men are anti-black women politicians. We're not anti-black woman politicians. We don't mind black female politicians. We just want black female politicians to do what is right for the black community. Here, and we don't care who we get voted, as long as they're willing to give black people tangibles, we'll vote for that person, regardless of party. See, now we're starting to put our vote up for sale, not just giving away because we like one person and dislike the other. We're actually putting our vote up for sale, and whether we like or dislike a person, if they're giving us the tangibles, we're going to vote for that person. Hear that, black men? If you don't vote for Abrams, then you ain't black. Political a tweet. Got the root. Stacey Abrams states she will win Georgia if black man shows up. Oh, crap. Sorry about this, folks. All right, something was going on my screen, so hear that, black man? If you don't vote for Abrams, you ain't black. So this is from Political. So now they talk about some of these different tweets. So this article from Mo Golden, this is looking at some of the tweets. Some wonder on Twitter. I'm sorry, folks, but something's wrong on my screen for some reason. I guess because I'm talking some stuff, some real stuff. They try to mess with my computer. Yeah, I'm very sorry. But my computer is being messed with. I really do not want to end this live stream, but for some reason, I don't know why my computer is doing this all of a sudden, especially when I'm trying to talk about what's going on in this article. All right. Look, I'm very sorry, but something happened. Something's happening with this art. Yeah. All right. Things are fixing. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna start here. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry for the interruption, but we had technical difficulties. Now let's continue on with this article. Some wonder on Twitter why Abrams should get the black belt. Hold on a second. Um, all right. Sorry for that. I had to. Something went up. Came up. So and plus we have it with some more technical difficulties. So sorry. I don't know why these interruptions keep happening when I talk about something important. All right, but we hopefully we get this stuff fixed. Now we're going back to this article. Some wonder on Twitter why Aaron should get the black male vote. Stacey Ambrose says, if black men vote for me, I will win Jdawg. Obviously, she's just setting up a narrative that if she loses, black men will be get the blame, nothing less. My question for Ambrose is, what tangibles have you promised to black men as Professor Black Truth? All right. Some of y'all who on Twitter or YouTube probably know who Professor Black Tooth is. He's a content creator on Twitter, on YouTube. I subscribe to him. I follow him. I watch his content. A lot of us probably do. And yeah, he talks about stuff like this. He talks about stuff like this, and this is his tweet. This article was written to inflame gender strife. Abrams has significant grounds to make up among black voters, particularly black men. Her opponent, Brian Kim, holds a 5-point lead over her with key metrics indicating that Abrams has just 80% of the black male vote, which is actually lower from 2018 when she ran the first time against Kemp and lost. Yeah, let's all remember that. She had 88%. She now only has just 80. Black women voters have also lowered. She had 97. Now she has just 90%. So you got to also remember her percentages between last year and this year have also shrinked. That's not a good sign. Now that's just what's going on right now. We don't know the final results We won't learn about the final results of voting until the midterms this year. But that's not a good sign that you're lower from 4 years ago when it comes to voting percentage. Stacey Abrams prepping the black man cost me the election rhetoric earlier, nasty behavior. See, yeah, and that's another thing. That's a sign that Stacey Abrams is trying to set up black people, black men, to take the fall for her if she loses, if something goes wrong. Even though there's other voting groups that also didn't vote for Stacey Abrams, but they're not going to get the blame. It's just only going to be black men. That's going to make us not want to vote for Stacey Abrams even more if she's setting for us to take the fall, to get us hurt, to have bad reputation against us because she didn't get what she wants. Well, what are you willing to give black men for helping you out? That's the question people are asking. You can't just go around and just demand something and you don't give nothing in return and then blame the people that don't give you nothing in return. And you're gonna go around blaming the people that didn't vote for you, even though you weren't gonna give nothing in return. That's the thing. What is Stacey Abrams gonna give to her constituents, to black people, to black men in particular? What she's willing to give in return? Because as governor, you have to also start putting in policies that's going to help the community. What kind of policies is going to help black men? What is black men? What have you done for black men? What are you going to do in return for putting you in that governor seat? And if you don't make those promises, fulfill those promises, if you was trying to go up for re-election in 2020, I believe 6, don't expect to be re-elected if you do get a first term. Because I don't know how many terms is the governor seat. Because some governor terms is 2 terms, some is 3 terms, some is only 1 term, and you can't go back in. But like I said, if you was going to run for re-election after your first term, you will still be at risk of not being voted back in because you have not fulfilled any promises or at least set up to make sure that black men in the next couple of years get some stuff in return. And if I lose, I blame black man Stacey Abrams. And this is why people are also mocking Stacey Abrams. Why? Well, this is going to make us not want to trust Stacey Abrams anymore. All right, here's some more tweets. Now, yeah, all these people are calling her out. I'm not saying black men should vote Republican. See, that's another thing. Black people as a whole are not flocking to the Republican Party because the Republican Party has just showed how racist they're open. The Republican Party has shown how openly racist they are, but the Democrats have covertly also showed how racist they are. I'm not saying black men should vote Republican, but why should black men vote for a black woman who is supported by white liberals that encourage black single motherhood? White liberals funding Stacey Abrams hate black families led by heterosexual black men. All right, yes, that's another thing. The liberal policies of the Democrats and the liberal section, the liberal movement, liberals, they hate family. Republicans and conservatives, I hate Republicans and conservatives, but at least some of their policies are pro-family. Even though Republicans have shown that they're hypocrites and they're not all the family oriented. I mean, but they do have policies that are pro having families. And then there's politics outside of both Republican and Democrat that are pro family and pro heterosexual black men. But the white liberals, the Democrat parties have been pushing the agenda that is anti black family, anti black men. So, like I said, why should black people as a whole, and particularly black men, as a whole, why should we continue to vote for the Democrats if you're not doing anything to help the voter, people that you want to vote for you? I'm gonna look at some. Hey, Calculus Move, what's up? Calculated Move, what's up? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.